suffered a loss, great loss against Sri Lanka. But I think those days are behind, and Bangladesh, assumably, are going to compete in their strongest format. How do you see this series?
I think a dawn of new era is going to begin for Bangladesh as far as the ODI cricket is concerned. But as you mentioned, that it's the strongest format for Bangladesh.
Assumably.
But in last 6 ODI, Bangladesh has lost all of them.
Yes.
Among the 11 ODIs in the last year, Bangladesh has lost 8. But the matter of joy is among the 3 wins Bangladesh managed over last 11 ODIs, 2 against Sri Lanka.
So today, again, as you mentioned, it's a dawn of a new beginning. Bangladesh one-day side has been through a lot. A new captain, Mehdi Miraj, where he's going to play in the 11. Let's talk about Miraj's captaincy issue. He will be under immense pressure, no doubt about it. Nobody will look at him and give him a chance that, well, it's his first ODI as a captain, so take it a bit easy on him. That's not going to happen. So how he's going to handle the pressure? We've seen Miraj for a long time closely. How do you see? Does he possess that mental toughness?
Talking about the domestic cricket, Mehdi Hasan Miraj often captained in the domestic circuit, and he used to be the captain of the Under-19 World Cup side. But the fact is, when formally you were getting the captaincy, you were not the interim captain anymore. Mehdi Hasan Miraj captained Bangladesh for interim period of time. But this is the time where the immense pressure will be up to him. The entire focus will be up to him.
The scrutiny will be there.
Exactly. That how he will perform, how he will manage the team, how he will jot down all the information, all the data to make the strategies, to make the game plans. So I think it's going to be a tough task for Mehdi Hasan Miraj because it's a transitional phase for Bangladesh in ODI format. And I was just reading an article where it's mentioned that after the inclusion of Mahmudullah Riyad back in 2007,
this is the first time
the
Big Five is not playing.
Any of the Big Five is not playing. So it's a new era, it's a new transitional phase, and the most important part is how Bangladesh is going to reshape themselves in the ODI format. And Mehdi Hasan Miraj is taking the charge for that particular team. So huge task to do, huge pressure. But as I know Mehdi Hasan Miraj, he's a very calm customer. He's a very composed customer.
Very pleasant person, very pleasant personality, very friendly.
Exactly.
But that's where, Sami, comes the question. When the chips are down, when there is a crunch situation, can he command some of his senior players to perform under pressure? Does he have that personality like per se a Mahmudullah had, a Tamim had? He can command because he had that long career behind him, the records, the stats behind both of them, Tamim, Mahmudullah, Mushfiq. I'm keeping Mashrafi and Shakib out of this equation because they are, legendary figures. But as captains, Tamim, Mushfiq, Mahmudullah did have a command over their team. Can Mehdi have that, and will he be allowed to have that?
সব মশার বিরুদ্ধে সুরক্ষা দিতে এলো বসুন্ধরা এক্সট্রিম অ্যারোসল মশার বিরুদ্ধে এক্সট্রিম সুরক্ষা
Okay, interestingly, I was having a conversation with Mehdi Hasan Miraj regarding this particular fact that, the personality you have and we all know about you, will that kind of thing happen that you are going to have the entire authority over the team, or you are going to have the command over the team or not? Then Mehdi Miraj mentioned about a very interesting thing that in one of the test matches Bangladesh played in the previous era, back in 2017 or 2018, there were some sessions where the senior players were not present in the field. So all the senior players, they called up Mehdi Hasan Miraj and told that, for this particular session, you are going to take the charge of the team. In spite of having Shakib Al Hasan, Tamim Iqbal, or Mahmudullah Riyad or Mushfiqur Rahim, they allowed Mehdi Hasan Miraj to set up the entire field placement, to have command over the bowlers. So on that particular time, Mehdi Hasan Miraj, he mentioned that he did that job in a very professional manner. So in this particular team, if you see Tanjid Hasan Tamim, Zakir Ali Onik, or any other guys. I think Mehdi Hasan Miraj is one of the most senior guys in this team. So as far as the age is concerned, as far as the seniority is concerned, I think he's going to have the full authority. And most important thing, he captained Khulna Tigers in the last PPL, and he captained the franchise teams on various number of occasions. So I think he has that
Has that
habituation.
capability.
He has that habituation. And most interesting part is I asked Mehdi Hasan Miraj about another thing that, well, okay. Is there any ego clash between Nazmul Shanto and you yourself?
Liton is also there, another captain from another format.
Captain from another format. Then Mehdi Hasan Miraj just denied the fact that Shanto is still one of my best friends, and we have uplifted the standard of Bangladesh cricket together back in 2023 Asia Cup. We had a huge partnership against Afghanistan, and we played our part, and we both are professional cricketers. I think whatever going around the media, whatever going outside the team, I think that's not going to create any kind of impact, as far as Mehdi Hasan Miraj said to me.
Right. Sami, the match is going to take place in RPS, Rana Singh Premadasa Stadium, formerly the Ketarama. The ground is known for high scoring. 300 is very common. The boundaries are not that large, lot of boundaries. So Bangladesh need to reshuffle their batting lineup. Where does Miraj bat in this 11? And we heard that Rishad had some stomach bug, but our reporter Mohammad Zubair just before the show informed me that he's okay, and he had a chat with Rishad, and Rishad said that he's going to play this match. So if Rishad is there, how do you see the bowling lineup shaping up and the batting lineup? Let's start with the batting lineup. What is going to be your 11?
It's very tricky. It's very tricky because where you are going to set Liton Kumar Das?
Exactly.
Where you are going to chip him in? He used to be the opener, but in this particular team, you have Tanjit Hassan Tamim placed up there. You have Mohammad Naeem Sheikh,
is
who's
back.
been prominent form in the domestic circuit of Bangladesh cricket. So, are you going to rely on Mohammad Naeem Sheikh, or you are going to bring your old horse here, I'm talking about Liton Kumar Das, or you are going to chip in Liton Kumar Das in the middle order? But Mehdi Hasan Miraj, he has been consistently batting at number 4 for last 1 year. Now he's the captain, so it's up to him that where he wants to bat. As far as I know, Mehdi Hasan Miraj, he's very much willing to bat at number 4. So the fact is, whether you are going to chip in Liton Kumar Das or not, there is Tawhid Hridoy also. There is Zakir Ali Onik. So there is a debate that whether you are going to chip in Zakir Ali Onik or Shamim Hossain Patwari for bringing some dimensional cricketing shots, but it's really confusing. I think it's up to the team management. But if you ask me, I would have go with Tanjit Hassan Tamim opening with Mohammad Naeem Sheikh.
Liton comes in 3.
Then Liton comes at number 3. Then Nazmul Hossain Shanto at number 4. Or the matter of fact is Nazmul Hossain Shanto has been successful batting at number 3, and in the last match he batted against New Zealand, he was opening the bat. So it's entirely confusing. So where he's going to bat, or whether he's going to take charge in the opening slot, or he's comfortable batting
that's
at
another
number 3.
interesting point.
So this is very interesting point.
Right.
But what I think, Mehdi Hasan Miraj will want to bat at number 4.
Right.
So you have to keep Liton Kumar Das out of the equation if you want to bring Tawhid Hridoy into the side. On the last match Bangladesh played in ODI format, Tawhid was injured, I guess. He scored a century against India. After that, he got injured. So I think you have to keep Liton Kumar Das out of the equation. While we are having a conversation, that suddenly just came into my mind that maybe the combination will be like that. Tanjit Tamim opening with Mohammad Naeem Sheikh, then Nazmul Hossain Shanto, then Mehdi Hasan Miraj, then Tawhid Hridoy,
then Zakir
Ali Onik,
and then the bowlers.
Then the bowlers, including Rishad Hossain, 3 pace bowlers and 1 spinner. I think that's going to be the combination. Maybe you have to keep Liton Kumar Das out of the equation.
Right. We'll have to wait. We'll get the 11 very shortly. But finally, Sami, what do you expect from this match? How do you see Bangladesh implying themselves? And do you see Bangladesh coming out of top? Because they need a win. They desperately are in need of a win.
Look, statistically saying, in last 11 ODIs, Bangladesh has managed to win just 3 ODIs. And the most interesting part, the most concerning part is they have lost maximum number of matches while bowling under light.
Under lights.
Bowling under light. And I was having a conversation with Taskin Ahmed and Mustafizur Rahman in Chattogram where they were having the camp. And Taskin just mentioned that bowling on daylight and bowling under light, it's completely different as far as the gripping is concerned. So you have to be very much skillful. You have to be at the top of your skill to execute your plans. So while you were
Under the light.
under the light, I was having a conversation with one of my colleagues that whether dew is going to create an impact or not at Colombo. My colleague said that no, for last couple of days the dew is not creating any kind of impact. So let's hope for the best. This is a positive sign for Bangladesh, but what I feel that they have to execute their plans well, and batting is the most important thing, because we often see the collapse of batting and suddenly one wicket falls down and others are following them. So this is very important. In ODI format, you have to build your partnerships, not a single partnership.
Do the basics right,
Do
basically.
the basics right. So,
Yeah.
so let's hope for the best. I think it's a newly shaped Bangladesh team, and Medas and Miraj, he's taking up the captaincy. I think he will be successful. I don't know. I cannot tell about the current shape of the Bangladesh team, because we have to wait. We have to see the first game, that how the team
Then we can
reacts.
comment. Exactly.
So let the team play, let the team perform, and after that, seeing the reaction, we can tell that how the team is shaping up.
Right. Sami, we only can hope that Bangladesh will perform at their best today. Thank you for your time.
Thank you so much.
Folks, that was another episode of Inside the Dressing Room powered by Extreme. I'll be back soon with more sporting topics and discussion points. Till then, you take care.
For more updates, follow us on Facebook, subscribe our YouTube channel, get the latest update on www.daily-sun.com.
If you're seeking a thrill wrapped in fear and excitement, Vietnam's Bach Long Bridge is the place to go. Located in the Moksha region, the sky-high bridge stretches 632 meters across a breathtaking landscape of mountains and forests. Made entirely of glass, it has entered the Guinness World Records as the longest glass-bottomed pedestrian bridge in the world. Looking down while walking across the bridge reveals a mesmerizing view of lush green mountains and dense forests. Suspended 150 meters above the ground, the transparent glass walkway draws tourists in every day. Walking on it feels as though one misstep could shatter the glass beneath, though in reality, the bridge is completely safe. It can support the weight of 450 people, although for safety reasons, no more than 200 visitors are allowed on at a time. The bridge is so long that many feel muscle strain in their legs midway through the walk. Visitors are seen snapping family photos and cautiously walking hand in hand across the glass. After sunset, the bridge transforms into a fairy tale scene. Illuminated by lights, every glass panel sparkles, creating a magical atmosphere. Tourist Min An shared, "I'm overwhelmed with awe. It feels like I have entered a dreamland." Another visitor, Vu Quoc Ban, said, "This is a matter of national pride. We now have an extraordinary bridge in our own country that has made it to the Guinness Book." The bridge is not only the world's longest, but also holds the record for the longest glass cliffside walkway globally. Come rain or shine, this adventurous attraction marks a bold new chapter in Vietnam's tourism industry, blending natural beauty, courage, and excitement on every transparent step. Sanjita Chaudhary, Daily Sun.
For more updates, follow us on Facebook, subscribe our YouTube channel, get the latest update on www.daily-sun.com.
Dear viewers, we welcome you to the Daily Sun Diplomatic Talk. In this program, we usually talk with some of the ambassadors who are residing in Dhaka. And today, we have a very special guest among us, the German ambassador, Ambassador Achim Troster. Guten Morgen, Excellency.
Guten Morgen.
We are very happy that you are here. I came to know that you are in Dhaka for the last 3 years. Am I correct?
Yes, that's correct.
So, Excellency, before we start our talk, I would like to know that probably you have visited many places outside Dhaka. Can you tell me one or two places or cities which you like the most, touristically?
Touristically, I think touristically the most attractive for me was Sylhet. Unfortunately, I was there in July, but I still liked it. I didn't see the hilly landscape, but I liked it very much. But believe it or not, I'm very happy in Dhaka. I find Dhaka is a fascinating and vibrant city. There's so much going on. And of course, I've seen the Sundarbans. That is also magnificent. That is absolutely great there. But I would opt for Sylhet.
Okay, Excellency. Sylhet is definitely a nice place. And you mentioned about Sundarban. There is also a nice place. But at the same time, I'm very happy to hear that you also mentioned about Dhaka. There is traffic jam, there is a huge crowd, but at the same time, it has a life probably.
No, I like very much being here, and I think those people who I've met during my last 3.5 years, they have come to know that I really like it. It is never boring if it's day or night, and it's extremely colorful. It's a huge contrast to German cities, and I love it.
So, do you see the other parts of Dhaka other than Gulshan, Banani, Baridhara?
Yes, of course. I'm quite often in Dhanmondi and Mohammadpur.
But the old part of Dhaka, I mean the riverfront and others?
Yes, I've made several excursions when we had new colleagues coming in the embassy, or lately my brother or my daughter. We did this guided tour in old Dhaka, and it's fascinating. It's absolutely great.
So during your tenure in Dhaka in the last 3 years, have you faced any kind of challenge? I mean, some kind of, let's say, cultural challenge, language or other barrier?
Okay, the language is a barrier. I'm very sad to have to avow that I have not had the opportunity to learn the Banga language. I simply don't have the time. But I think the biggest challenge for me is not to grow too fast, too fat, because I'm always offered excellent food, and this was always a temptation. I think that is the biggest challenge for a foreigner here in Dhaka. Not to eat too much.
True, maybe. Can you tell us about one or two Bangla words? Or
Oh, I know Shubho, that is good. And
Shubho is good, yeah. Shubho, Shokal, we used to call the good morning.
Shubho, Shokal. No, but it's limited to that.
Okay.
I'm very sorry.
Thank you. Excellency, you have seen the Cold War period in Germany and in Europe. At the same time, you have seen the reunification of Germany, and now you are representing the unified Germany, one Germany.
Yeah.
So what exactly is your experience going through the phases of this history of your country?
That is a big privilege to live now since 34 years in a unified Germany. And I consider it still as a great privilege and also as a gift. It was due to the revolution that had taken place in the eastern part of Germany, but also it has been possible due to the consent and the help of our allies and partners. And I had already turned 30 when the wall came down, and up to then, honestly, I must say, I had never thought that I would be able to live in a unified Germany, and most of all, not only a unified Germany, but a free and democratic Germany in which basic human rights are respected and that is ruled by law. That is the most important thing. And I think in the last 34 years, we have made enormous progress in also intensifying the internal cohesion, because after such a long time of having been separated, there were a lot of differences, starting by the economics. And I think that has been very successful so far, and I'm very happy to represent my country, the whole of my country, and a democratic country that is respecting human rights and that is ruled by law. Something I would never have thought of when I celebrated my 30th birthday.
So it was around 1990, I think, your 30th birthday.
Yeah, the wall fell down in '89, and the unification became constitutive on the 3rd of October 1990. So we are united since 34 years now.
Okay.
And I
So
think it's a huge success story because people can now, since 34 years, live in a free and democratic country.
So geographically, I mean, German is in the center of Europe, and at the same time, I mean, I understand that it's also a major backbone of European Union. Can you tell us about your experience to be a member of European Union as well? Because, or if you think that whether we can replicate the same experience in Bangladesh, I mean, when we were talking about integration in South Asia.
Yeah. Well, let me depict it from my perspective as a German diplomat. We are not very much relying on national politics, but our foreign politics is very deeply embedded in the European structures. As a German diplomat, you're always coordinating with European partners. For instance, here in Dhaka, we meet on a regular basis. We plan common activities and initiatives, and this is now being done since quite a long time at governmental level in Germany with respect to all ministries. There isn't any purely national policy any longer, perhaps a bit apart from culture, but also there are mechanisms of coordination and cooperation. And if you think about how to emulate this, or if this can be a model for others, well, with some respect, I think so. We in Europe we have a special basis and special conditions. That the European continent was still in the 20th century, a continent that witnessed two very bloody world wars, and the continent was torn apart by very bloody wars. We decided, Europeans decided, to build a completely new Europe, which is based on democracy, on the respect of human rights, and on coordination and cooperation. But it also means giving up a bit of your sovereignty. We do not act solely on a single basis. We very closely cooperate with our partners, and that means that you and everybody has to take compromises. Well, in Europe, I think we have seen that since the foundation of the European structures, this has led to an unprecedented period of peace and stability, and also prosperity. I think this main idea of trying to forget the bloody past, to overcome all the specters that have haunted us in a often very bloody past, is helpful to build a more peaceful and prosperous continent. I think as far as this is concerned, and also giving up a bit of your sovereignty, I think as far as this is concerned, this could also perhaps be a model for other continents, but the conditions are, of course, different.
Excellency, can we go to a lighter question?
Of course.
I mean, I have seen that you are from Dortmund, so that's why I was tempted to ask you about football, if you are interested.
Yep.
I mean, Dortmund has a very large football club, and it's always very vibrant in Dortmund to watch a football match. Have you experienced that?
Yes, I must say I've experienced that, and this is one of the experiences that I will hardly ever forget. Because when you're in the stadium, at that time it had place for about 60,000 people. Since I've last been there, now some 80,000 people fit in. And the stadium in Dortmund is especially built as a football stadium, so it is very close to the playing field, and you're very close to the players. And in Dortmund, I think the fans are particularly committed and attached to their team. That is a very special relationship, and there's a very, very special mood. But on the other hand, I must say, coming from Dortmund and of course being a fan of